I thought we'd start out with thinking about the concept of centering, working with the concept of centering. Centering is a really important concept in Aikido and an important concept in other martial arts and spiritual arts. It's a firm foundation, a firm, stable place from which to operate. If you're uncentered, you're off balance. You can't do squat. You can't do anything. It's a principle of body, it's a principle of mind, and of spirit. Body, if you're top heavy, you're easily going to lose your balance, right? So you want to make sure your posture is good. But if your attitude's wrong, somebody can easily get you upset, then you're in trouble too. So you have to keep that calm focus in your mind. Spiritually, if you connect with everything around you, then you won't be upset by the changing world around you. You'll stay together. So, we're going to work on centering with some basic key exercises. We're going to take them from the very simplest and go harder. Okay? So Laura's going to stand there and look at you guys, and she's going to pretend she doesn't know any Aikido. So she's just standing there like everybody stands, and the wind comes along and goes, "Oh, very good. Good actress." Now, put your center at the one point. And so when I put energy in here, you're going to send it into a small hole and let it disappear, a small place. And notice I press with the closest hand with the fingertips. I'm not trying to upset her. I should test the same way. Now put your one point up here. I should test the same way. Oops. Now put it back here. And this is not a contest. It's a test to help her pass. Put it lower, put it in the toe. Think that's going to work? Yeah. So the center is where you want to center it, right? Okay? Now, we're going to go much more deeply than this, but let's start out with this basic thing, because this is how you want to reinforce it when you first begin with beginners. Okay, so Joe's going to be on this side of me, and he's going to do that same test we just did. So I've got my center. I feel pretty good. Now, as he does that same test, put the other hand, please. Now start to push even further, harder. Keep going, back. Push me back. Okay, so you don't have to settle me down. Just push straight through. And eventually you might feel you have to move, right? Why do you have to move? Because you recognize the center of yourself, but you didn't recognize the center of the system. He's a little bit ahead of me. So look at this whole system. Here's my center. Here's the center of the system. When he pushes, sure, I get pretty good, but if he pushes hard enough, I'm going to have to move with him. Unless I control my center and the center of the system. Push. Let's just do a very simple thing. I'm just going to touch him here. Push as hard as you can. Shouldn't be a problem. Very little is happening. Okay? Now you don't actually have to touch them. You can just be out here, acknowledging the center of the system. Push. You can walk, but it's not walking. We're going to walk later. First, so this is how to recognize the center of the system. This is more advanced, right? I'm testing here, and he's just doing nothing. It's fine, and then guess what? And he kept the center, and he moved. But if he doesn't want to move, there's a cliff there. He might just lightly touch me. Go ahead. Now, I'm having a really difficult time because the force is coming back to me. That's part of centering, getting connected with the system. Let's try that. Let's do another centering exercise, one from Joko. So Paul's going to be like this. And if he has any connection from here to his shoulder, then when I push, guess what happens? Okay. So what I want to emphasize in this particular one, he puts it here. And he's going to just start wiggling those hips. Come on, man. Come on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. See. Control yourself, Paul. Or, you can make it pretty small. You can jiggle up and down. As long as this is independent from this, then you'll be able to keep your center. So, what they call this is not being attached to things in the world. Once you become attached, right? He's attached, to his hands. But now, he's centered, they're here, but they're separate. So you should be able to pass that test. Don't forget, you know, if you go to Hawaii or something. All right, Phil, stand there. And so we've got it, he's got his 1 point. But remember, you know, if force comes a lot more, you might want to touch. Is there another way? Well, one of the problems is we want to be dynamic in our centering. Centering is not like, here's the center, don't move it. You got to be able to move it. So we're preparing to move it. So shake, shake, shake. This is very powerful, shaking. By the way, don't shake with your hands behind you. Shake your hands, put your hands behind you. That's not powerful. That's like, send the energy behind me. No. So when you shake it slightly ahead, so you already get the bit of that, and you should be able to give them a pretty good test. By the way, when you give them the good test, don't, you know, some of you guys are cruel. You start here, you start, and then you could do this too, but I don't want to see it.